little bit less oppressive.
Yeah, definitely, this composition from MKOI feels like an MKOI summer.
I kind of like it. Oh dear. Okay, Moen going to move in. There is that counter-strike that we were talking about, and already Skumon's dead, first blood, and we said the early game was, I wasn't expecting this. Swords.
It does mean that, again, if you end up matching into any of these ganks from Skumon in the early stages, you will have a very big advantage when it comes towards just raw DPS. Skumon, though, tends to be more of a, hey, I'm going to try and farm it up and get to a position where post-level 6 I can make things happen as Mirwin.
The flash forward, Hansama's here, though. Moen picks up turret aggro. Oh, no, the Slurkle is his demise.
As MKOI, a lot of members hovering around mid.
Yeah, Elyoya able to get himself over there. The flash pulverize comes in. Phenomenal shove comes down as well as Caps gives himself away by distorting. Still gonna have to try and do some funny business to escape Elyoya, but he finds an Nimbus Strike and down goes Caps. A second kill for MKOI. Moving back towards his outer turret on the top side. Threaded volley comes in. We'll see where the Caps can land the chains. Does connect them here as Skumon's making his way in as Elyoya biding his time. Finds the Cyclone here onto the LeBlanc. Another shove from Jojo. This guy finding his targets whenever he wants to. And
there's very little that G2 could really do to respond here. Plus, you've still got Supa, who's getting to work his way through this topside turret. And G2 just looking at a bit of a loss. And again, like a huge amount of the talking points all coming off of that final series was the fact that Skumon and Lebrov had found their synergy.
Yeah.
It's not looking so great. Although Lebrov!
The flash in, going flash for flash with the Talia. Making that one work out. As we know, about 1 minute into the game was in fact when that happened. Magical Journey delivers. Lebrov finds a Tempered Fate here onto the cow. Weaver's Wall comes in though and is going to block two of them off, and now it's Alvaro going down to start this one off. Hansama in a little bit of trouble. Flashes out of the way of the seismic shove and eliminates Elyoya as well. That is such a huge shutdown.
Going that knock up on towards Elyoya.
Oh man.
And stops it all.
Real rough there as well. It was so close for Jojo to try and get that kill onto Hansama, but he survives. And there is a solo kill for Broken Blade in the top lane.
Baby's
he's gonna like keep up the vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm well and truly into that one. I have to just use the connected one. It's okay, now Jojo could be in a little bit of trouble. Tempered Fate comes down, and Hansama waiting to try and get the damage in, but Alvaro, he's waiting as well. Another shove is going to connect, but Hans is so scary, has the barrier, uses it so well to take down Jojo. Now Alvaro, he does have Elyoya coming in. Finally, the Nimbus Strike is going to come on down. Not enough from the Cosmic Binding there, and down will go. Okay.
Very low in this
He is very low in this bottom side. Maybe it's just top lane things, but Broken Blade, remember, he's immune to turret shots, ladies and gentlemen. That's a thing. Lebrov isn't immune to monkeys, but he's able to create magical journeys to get himself out of the way. We're going to have picture-in-picture here as the top laners do battle, but thankfully Moen does clear out the entirety of the minion wave, as now Jojo in trouble once again, and Caps is going to pop back in, gets himself the redemption heal as well, and it's another trip home in Jojo's future. Meanwhile, I mean, they just don't stop fighting. Let's have a look at this one in the river as well, as Alvaro able to keep Hansama busy for a while, but even through the unbreakable will, he's going to break him. Skumon takes down the cow.
And I'll look at the other one for the majority of
thanks, David.
Yeah. But G2, happy to take kind of everything. So you needed a third eye. Keep your eye on the top lane, on this Rift Herald, and now that bottom lane as well.
My third eye is blind, unfortunately.
Oh.
Isn't that a band?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Kind of life.
Yeah, yes. There it is.
You end up throwing out that Unraveled Earth. You're going to have to play defensive then as Caps, or you end up in a bit of a difficult spot. So I think that's where it'll be a case of how can G2 set up the Caps. They're going to have to make a play on towards Hansama, but Lebrov is just sitting as his own little ward to make sure you can't.
Mimic Distortion comes down as Caps is going to be able to chain up this Talia. Seismic Shove goes wide, and Jojo is just going to get exploded. Lebrov comes in with a meep slap, and that one's real dangerous as Alvaro escapes out of the Tempered Fate, but unfortunately now he's in the hands of Hansama, who will find that Arc of Ruin, and Caps steals away. A little dangerous, as Moen is going to chunk out this turret. Man, whacking it with this Jax, so down goes the outer turret, a little bit back. Don't do that. That's all right. Rift Herald is going to come on down here as Broken Blade in position. Just make sure that they do get this turret. And this is definitely dead, but what more can they get out of Shelly here? As Broken Blade's going to be the one that tries to drive this one around. It lasts about 12 and a half. The team is going to be okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, either way, I'm not like, one of my team twins.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but still, Map's doing a lot of work here.
The split push from Moen is working here at the same time, so the Jack's doing what it says on the tin, but losing this Otacon for free is not really for the best. You know, I'm putting that in the cons column pretty comfortably, and there it does go. No answer here as the teleport towards the top side of the map. They're looking to try and push this Jax away. Doesn't have a whole lot of the blue stuff here as well, as Broken Blade looking real aggressive. There's a leap strike flash out there from Moen, but the flash to follow from Broken Blade, and he's not able to get over that wall. Blast Cone for the disengagement. Caps is going to find him. The double distortion is enough, but Elyoya is going to be there. Caps needs a big amount of funny business, but unfortunately, you can't outplay that.
Worried about the flank.
Yeah, Slurkle not going to do too much here. Is Jojo going to get chained up? Caps just immediately out of there, and man, he is being frustrating here to MKOI as the wall comes on through. Labrov not able to get on over, doesn't have the magical journey either. Is now Broken Blade in amongst 4 people, but he kind of likes it from what I can see here, as it's pretty difficult to get very much damage to stick. And Labrov getting himself into position. Hansama now free hitting. Hasn't pressed that R button just yet, holding on to that one for when this fight really starts, and it hasn't quite erupted just yet.
MKOI looks scared. They don't want to take the fight, and it means you're just getting the poke from G2.
Yeah, Moen in so much trouble, gets the 3rd Q, and Broken Blade is able to help put him in the ground. So Moen not going to be here for this fight. That should be soul point going over to G2. MKOI are going to back away. I mean, it's what they have to do, but man, giving this up is just a disaster.
MKOI just didn't want to take the fight, and it gave Caps so much time to get the poke they wanted. As Elyoya now.
They get the Cyclone out as well, as Broken Blade just goes in, all out, comes on forward. Alvaro now with the unbreakable will, but it's looking a bit more breakable than you'd otherwise expect based on the name, as Hansama might be able to get a bit onto this inner turret as well. As Labrov is going to have to ult himself, but that buys time for Hansama to dash on over. Was it all a bait? The answer is maybe.
We'll check
I'll take the inner turret as well.
Look, it works out in the end, all right?
Yeah.
So it was
I'm all about outcome-focused assessment. Orcs taught me about it, and the outcome was inner turret, 1-for-1 kill score. The 80 carry goes down, you sacrifice your bard. I think it sounds good to me. Be able to make it towards 3 items to really feel dangerous. And Moen doing the best that he can, right? Like, split pushing as a Jax, it's what you want to do. But it is really hard to find the angles, as Labrov could be a target here. Super sidesteps, Cosmic Binding nicely. Broken Blade able to stand beside them, though, as Flash has to be employed to get out of the way of the Tempered Fate. Jojo comes in with the ulti there as well, but doesn't find too much more, as Alvaro in a very awkward position. And Broken Blade, he's got eyes only for Super here as he pushes him towards the blast plant. And Moen, Moen, are we okay? Okay, well, the Baron is going to do most of the work, killing Moen there as he was looking for a flank angle, but unfortunately MKOI, they had different ideas, and now the Baron is going to get started. Caps walks straight into a large line of rocks, though, and the ace in the hole comes on in. Jojo finds the threaded volley, and down goes Caps. MKOI not out of this one yet, as Super is now walking towards PB. He gets knocked up by the Cyclone. Another shove there from Jojo's magical journey. Gets him to relative safety. Skumon goes in just to be the hero, and he fights it! Hansama takes down Jojo, and I don't know how it worked, but absolutely it worked here for G2. Skumon continuing his onslaught, and Hansama is just clicking on these heads. It's a triple for the Yunara, and G2 just... like, once again, outcome-focused assessment.
I mean, it was the right call from Skumon. Everyone on G2 was helping out. He said, I'm going in. Manages to get the flash then out of the damage. And G2, just like that, they turned it around.
Yeah, and it was a mistake from Moen, but I saw the turnaround happening from MKOI. In the end, it is going to spell this inhibitor going down in the mid lane. And G2, I mean, they're moving. It's feeling like we're heading towards done and or dusted territory.
I like how you are looking at the hat while he has a gun in one hand and a... I don't know what that other thing is.
Oh dear. Well, Moen is dead. Caps is going to chain him up, and Broken Blade going to help set him down there as Weaver's Wall comes on in. They want to try and block them off here, and Broken Blade might be the target, but the Tempered Fate is going to lock down the turret and 2 members of MKOI. So the wall does absolutely nothing. Labrov is just making them look silly right now as the 3rd Q connects, and the cow is just going to be stake here for G2's enjoyment. Hansama is unstoppable now as they will take down yet another inhibitor. And it's feeling pretty similar to a lot of the other matchups between these two squads in the LEC, as G2 are looking to play with their food a little bit here. Cyclone doing a fair bit of work, but Elyoya is on his fountain with not much more hope other than to try and stay alive and watch his Nexus fall as G2